Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning,
What's up,
Trey.
fool? What's up,
What's
fool?
up? What's up, food? What's up, food? How's everybody doing this morning? Hopefully, everybody doing good. Everybody, let me take this banner down. Okay. So, I'm up. Okay, so it is Saturday. It is. Happy Saturday morning, everybody. Welcome in to this morning is sort of kind of like a special edition of the murder trial. What we're gonna do today, y'all, is we're gonna get into the interrogation. Shout out to Trey for sending me this. We're gonna get into the interrogation of old Alex. I pronounce his name Alex, but I think it's Alex.
I didn't know that video just like dropped yesterday. I thought it was an old one,
No, no,
unless
22
it
hours
just dropped
ago.
on that channel.
22 hours ago. 22 hours ago it dropped. Let me get the link so I can put it in the chat so my mods can share the link out as we go along. Okay, y'all give me a second. The name of the channel that it dropped on is called Stranger Stories. It's called Stranger Stories. I'm gonna have to sub. Did you check and see if they got any more interrogations on here? Is it like an interrogation channel?
Yeah,
I
it's the
wonder.
interrogation channel. I don't know if they got any more particularly on him, but hell, I'm sure if they, because in this video they're saying they got follow-up questions, so I'm sure it's floating around the first interrogation. So
Mm-hmm.
this is like the second one, I
Mm.
think.
So you didn't find the first one?
I thought that was the first one when I seen it. Till I started listening. I'll be looking up.
Okay. All right, so y'all, we're gonna get. Hopefully, this is the first one. If we find another one, it won't be the first one. Y'all know how I am about sequence, but we're gonna get into it today. Whether it's the first one or the second one, right? Thank you once again to Trey for hitting us up with this. Should be good. Should be good. So let's listen. The name, like I said, the name of the channel is called Stranger Stories. I put the link in. Mars grab that link and drop it throughout the live. Y'all go over there and check out the channel. I always like to give credit to the places where the channels where I get my my info from. I like to shout them out, give them credit or whatever. So with that being said, I need you all to please, for one, hit the like button if you don't mind, please and thank you. Wait a minute, clickbait. This isn't murder murders. What are you talking about? The truth.
I watched it. It is. Oh, he talking about your title. He talking about your title.
Oh.
It is the Murdoch murder, sir. It's the interrogation video.
Everybody doing clickbait, honey. It's clickbait going all around the YouTube. Clickbait titles, clickbait friendships, clickbait beefs, clickbait this, clickbait that, clickbait mental capacities. I mean, it's just clickbait seasons. So why not? Okay? Now, with that being said, I honestly really need y'all to hit the like button on this live, support the hashtag content that matters, and also feel free to support the channel. Hit the cash app, okay? Good morning, Coco B. Hello, everyone stopping through the show. Support on my way to the grocery store. Okay, girl, be careful out there in them streets. Have a good day. I hope everybody's having a good day. Bryce K. Hey, girl. Hey, Esther Brown. Hey, my niecey Pooh. Hey, my candy corn. Hey, Reggie. Hey, Kim. Hey, Sirius. Let's see who else I got in here. Hey, Fonberry. Hey, Nicole. Hey, Raina. Um, trying to see my. Hey, Miss Gloria. Hey, Miss K. E. Brooks. Lady MV. Y'all come on in. Come on in. Let's get into it, y'all. So here we go, okay? Good morning, Sanjia.
Surrounded by a series of mysterious tragedies this year.
Hold on, let me do this. I love the Cherokee.
Yeah, you gonna need your
Prominent South
volume up
Carolina
to the
attorney Alex.
max.
I need to do what?
You gonna need your volume up to the max because there's some low parts of the video
Okay,
when
great.
Alex is talking.
All right. Okay, let me see. I'm gonna fix that right now. All right.
Murdoch has been surrounded by a series of mysterious tragedies this year, start of his wife and son this summer.
You know, I knew something was bad. I ran out. I knew it was really bad.
And are you breathing?
No, ma'am.
Okay, and you said it's your wife and your son?
My wife and my son.
This video contains the interview of Alex Murdoch, who was convicted of murdering his wife and son. In June 2021, Margaret Murdoch and her son Paul were shot outside of the dog kennels a short distance from their house. Their deaths garnered national coverage, as they were members of a prominent family in South Carolina. Buster, the oldest son of Alex and Margaret, was not at home. Alex was the one to call 911, telling the operator he had just returned home to discover the bodies. Although Alex Murdoch tried to imply that this
Thank
was
you, St. Gio. Tell your son I said thank you. Thank you so much. Have a good day at work, Niecy. Hey, Miss
done by
Virginia.
outside forces, the investigation quickly focused on him alone. All of the evidence pointed his way, and as more facts came to light, more secrets were discovered. Alex Murdoch and several accomplices had been stealing money from his clients for
Thank you,
years
lovely.
and may have been involved in the death of his housekeeper, Gloria Satterfield. After her death, Murdoch managed to funnel the $4 million of insurance money into his account, leaving her family with nothing. The full motive behind Margaret and Paul's deaths was never uncovered, although investigators believe that it was at least in part for the insurance money.
All right. Alec, I appreciate you coming in today. I know we've got a lot to talk about. Any other questions?
Now, I don't know how clear this is coming over to y'all, right? Alec is talking kind of low. Hey, Tanya Renee. So if anything that y'all missed that y'all want me to either go back on or try to let y'all know what was said, let me know and I'll do that, okay?
But before we get started with your questions, this has been going on for over 2 months, and we've done a lot of work. I know you have. And I've got some more questions that I need clarifications on. Shoot, okay? So we'll start with that. Wait a minute. Yes, sir.
I will say this: the lawyer that's with him is not Dick. It's either a lawyer from that law firm they had or a friend, like he said, but it's not the lawyer that he has now doing the trial. I kind of figured it wouldn't be. Good morning, Miss Margie.
Maybe I'm mistaken. I thought we were coming here so you can update him on what's going on.
And I intend to do that.
Okay, let's do that first.
Okay.
Let's do that first.
The update is I'm doing the investigation, and I have some questions that I would like some answers to. And I mean, certainly, if I ask the question, if you don't want to answer it, you don't have to answer it.
No, I'm fine with that.
I mean, it's more clarifications of 2 interviews you've already given me.
Totally understand.
Okay.
Just wait 1 second.
Yeah.
Wait 1 second. All right. I need for you to tell me, are you going to give us information? Or are we just here for you to ask questions?
Now, I'm going to give you some information.
Right. Why can't you give us information first?
Some of the information that you're asking about are in my questions. And as we go through, you'll see.
Okay. I don't mind. I know you don't, but I can't. I mean, I'm a friend, but I'm also a lawyer, and I like to know what we do. I like to understand what we're talking about.
Murdoch's lawyer is suspicious about the detective's intentions for bringing in his client. While they claim they will be sharing information, they also have questions, and the lawyer knows that can't mean anything good.
Well, I need you to answer this question. Are you asking him questions to further your investigation, or are you asking him questions because you think that he's a suspect? I need a straight answer.
I am asking these questions to further my investigation.
Does that mean that you're
Now, honestly, to me, which being in an interrogation, unless you're just a witness or something like that, I think that man did, and I don't know his name, y'all. I don't know his name, but he's a lawyer and a friend. But I think the truth, yeah, and I think that him asking the question of whether or not he's being questioned as a so-called witness or to further the investigation, or is he being questioned as a suspect? Because depending on which one, um, to me would determine whether or not answer the questions, or you have to be very careful about how you answer. Well, you got to be very careful anyway, especially when you know you did it. But to me, honestly, that was a good question to ask, whether he's being questioned as a witness to further the investigation or a suspect. Because it's two totally different vibes. He hasn't been, yeah, he had not been charged yet. But the lawyer asked, you know what I'm saying? Like, because we all know that the police can deem you as a suspect and you not know it, or you had not been charged yet. So I thought that was a really good point to make, from that lawyer guy.
not asking him these questions as a suspect? Because I'm not
Good job, Kimberly. Good job, girl.
with you asking him questions as a suspect when I came here with the thought that you were going to be telling him where you were in the investigation, what it is you've done, seen, uncovered, whatever. That's why we came here.
Well, let me respond to your question. It may not be a direct answer that you're looking for. And I've told Alec this when we first met. Any homicide investigation, you start with the closest person and or the person who found the deceased. Both cases, that's Alec. Everybody stays in that investigation until we can get them out. And right now, because of the questions that I have that I need explanations for, I cannot get Alec out.
Okay. That's a reasonable statement. I don't have a problem with that statement. That's fine. I don't read it, but everybody in the United States of America has an opinion on this case. And because I know everybody and know it's a bunch of bullshit, I can't imagine that y'all are going to be asking about nonsense in the internet.
No. Well, I mean, just like you, I'm aware of what's out there. I have not read every article. I don't care to read every article because they're not doing the investigation.
That's right. That's right. All right. Well, if you're comfortable, you feel okay. Yes. Then that's fine. But I'm to help. All right. That's fine.
Although Murdaugh has plenty of secrets that he is desperate to hide, he knows that if he tries to avoid their questions completely, he will look even more suspicious. He is hoping that by cooperating, he will look like a distraught husband and father who is looking for justice.
I agree with that. I agree that he's coming off as he's willing to answer questions, to be the grieving father, husband, and all that. But I also think that Alex is sort of a narcissist. And the thing about narcissists that they feel like they're smarter than everybody, and they also feel like they'll never get caught, right? And so, with that being said, of course he's gonna sit there and answer those questions, and he's gonna think the whole time that they're believing him. Kimberly said, "True, the other son was so suspicious to me. It's just something about him. I can't put my finger on it, and thank y'all and believe God for whatever you ask of him." Facts. Amen, Kimberly. And yeah, I told y'all, I've been telling y'all how he looking in the courtroom. It's spooking me out. Like, honestly, something is wrong with Buster. Hashtag, that's what I've been saying since I've been looking at this courtroom stuff. Hey, D True.
Morning, boss. Thank you.
Good morning.
Thank you for taking me off suspension. I only got about maybe 15 minutes. I got a bunch of people coming to the office.
Okay, well, get in what you want to say, because I want you to get in what you need to say.
So his lawyer is already suspecting that this is hostile. First, because it's on the record, being recorded. Second, they were told they were coming for an update, and now he has some questions. So the lawyer is already on the defense. Oh, hold up now, because anything he says in there can be used against him.
Absolutely.
So he's trying to signal Alex to be quiet. Just be quiet. But Alex,
well, that's gonna be short lived. D Truth, that nigga just like he should have not even been in the room. He gonna get so damn quiet. I'm like, bruh, say something. Well, I got mad at him
because he thinks he's the smartest person in the room. And this detective knows that, because this is a detective, and then his lawyer is his friend. Remember, his friend recused himself because of other allegations. Remember, him and his friends were stealing money. This is one of them.
Fleming.
Yes.
That's the name I want to come. Fleming.
Yeah. So this is
That's
one of
who
them.
it is. Baldhead Fleming.
Yeah. So he had to recuse himself because of the fact that he was involved in other incidents with Alex. So, but he went in there because they knew this was happening. He already knew it. That's why he's like, let me just establish something. Are you questioning my client, or are we updating, or are you just trying to get more facts about the case? But is he a suspect? See, he wants him to admit he's a suspect, because as soon as he admits he's a suspect, he's going to shut this shit down. So go ahead, but
I don't even think once they got made it clear that he was there to answer questions that lawyer wanted him to talk it out.
No, he didn't. He didn't. And I'll guarantee. And one of the things that a lot of lawyers do before you go in to be questioned and stuff, they'll tell you certain body languages, because the lawyer can't tell you, hey, you need to lie here, or you need to do this, or you need to do that. But they'll tell you, look at how if I switch positions, that means I'm telling you to do this. If I sit up and I kind of scoot over and I fold my arms, I don't like where this is going.
Well, you see how he's sitting. He's been sitting like that pretty much the whole time so far. So
yeah, but again, they can advise you not to answer that, but it does look suspect when a lawyer tells you, I don't advise you to answer that. So there's subtle ways that lawyers tell you not to answer something without saying on audio, hey, don't answer that. So that's a little, just to put in people's heads that sometimes they don't always say don't answer that, because it is incriminating that the lawyer is going to tell you not to answer something. Don't answer that. My client refuses to answer that. That to them, that you just gave the ammunition for them to dig deeper.
True, but I just wouldn't answer anything.
No, that's the best way to do it. I tell people all the time, just don't answer nothing. Wait for your lawyer.
Instead of just answering the ones that you want and then denying certain ones. Hey, Tamara, I just won't answer anything.
Don't answer anything. Just sit in a chair and say, can I have a soda?
You
got any of those sandwiches around here? And just sit down and eat. Put your head down, go to sleep. But don't answer their questions.
All that. All right, y'all, here we go. The truth stop me at any point.
Right now on my Patreon, you can watch the most shocking interrogation you'll ever see.
He's doing a little advertisement, y'all, so it's a break, okay?
Far. What happens in this interrogation room is certainly not suitable for YouTube, and it will leave you completely shocked. Go to patreon.com/Stranger Stories Plus to watch it, plus many other Patreon exclusive videos.
So I want to go back to Monday morning. and you went to the office.
Okay.
What time did you go to the office? Who was at your house when you left? And what time did you go to the office?
We've been to a ball game that weekend. I don't remember exactly what time. It would have been somewhere between 8:30 and 9:30, probably 10 o'clock, maybe at the latest, something like that.
And when I ask about time, I'm not saying it was 5:11 or something like that. I just
Totally understand.
Ballpark.
That's
as close as you can get to it.
And if you need to know exactly when, there would be a keypad that would tell when exactly I went in my office.
Okay.
That I can get for you.
Okay.
So
you have a key fob to get in your office?
A card.
A card. Okay.
You know, a little bit. It's probably a little bit on the later side of that. I guess I know Maggie got up early to get out of there because she had an appointment in Charleston. Just don't remember if I left right after she did or I fiddled around.
But and I already know that Paul stayed at John Marvin's that night, so it was just you and Maggie in the house.
That's correct.
And I know when you were at the office, you were working on motions, and some of those motions you dealt with before Paul's the boat accident or the boat case.
I'm not really doing the legal work.
I understand, but you know, you're Paul's dad, you're a lawyer, you're definitely going to know what's going on.
Yeah.
I mean, so what were those motions? I mean, did it deal with Parker's, or was it the actual boat accident, or?
It was the civil case.
Okay. What time did you leave and get home?
Earlier than normal. I'd say 5:30.
So you left the office?
Sir.
Okay. What time did Paul get home that night?
Me and Paul got there about the same time.
Okay.
Maybe he was a little bit later than me, or maybe a little bit earlier than me, but it was close to the same time.
And y'all rode around the farm. And I believe you said 2 different trucks, 2 different vehicles.
Sir.
What were those 2 different vehicles?
We rode in the white pickup truck, and we rode in the black pickup truck.
And either one of those, did you see any long guns? Take your time.
It's okay.
Did you see any rifles or shotguns?
I don't remember seeing any that day, no. We did have pistols.
Yeah, because I know you said you went to target practice.
Well, not really target practice, just shoot.
Yeah.
We were in bed for a couple hours, looked at everything. All the stuff Paul did on the farm.
Murdoch sobbed as he goes over his story, hoping to elicit sympathy.
We just, you know, time to I'm sorry.
No.
Well, he's breaking down. Breaking on down, breaking on down.
Yeah, he crying. But that's why I was saying he do a better job than the homeless dude crying, because he just keep talking. At least he's stopping and sniffing and trying to put on the act.
Yeah, it's pretty.
That's because of the night that the police showed up and he really wasn't crying. So now he's gonna put on the act because I guess someone.
But he's still not. I don't think he crying though. I didn't see him use one tissue.
He's
But
not
he is
crying. Just like
red the whole damn time.
he's
Like this
doing the
nigga
same
is
thing.
red.
He's
He's
always
doing
red.
the same thing. If you watch the court hearing, sitting up there like he's conjuring up, and he's not. She heard baby Petty, so she speak. I mean, damn it. Tatum heard baby Petty,
Hello.
so he's speaking.
What's up, Tatum?
Tell baby
Tatum said,
Petty.
hey.
So it's the same thing he's doing in the courtroom. It's the same exact thing, but right here he really putting it on. He putting on for the city. Yeah, he did fake cry in court too, Tamara. Okay, here we go, y'all.
I can do it.
I ain't in the call, girl.
I can do it. I can do it. I can do
Yeah,
it.
can we get it one time, Frank? Can we get it one time?
Which one?
I didn't do it.
I didn't do it.
I don't know why I look like he gonna eventually jump up and say that. I'm just saying. Hell, he might say it in the courtroom.
We started out going to look at the sunflowers because we're worried about the sunflowers. And that was the first thing we looked at. And we just rode. We just rode and looked at it. I mean, we hadn't done it in a while. We just rode. Talk. Rode. Talk.
To talk about.
One of the main things, he'd been having trouble, his feet had swelled up, and we were worried about blood pressure and stress on him. And I mean, he handled all this stuff so amazingly, but I mean, we were just so worried about
You know what really gets me, D Truth and Trey, in chat. Let me tell you what really gets me. Now, I'm not sure the extent of if Paul was threatening all this crap that went along with that boat accident, but it just amazes me every time I hear Alex speak about that boat accident. Paul is the victim. Oh, he going through so much. He's going through so much because of this boating accident. He was threatened and he was punched and he this and that and the third. And now he's talking about how Paul's ankles were swelling up and shit. And because he was stressful about everything that was going on.
Your ankles.
Paul is not the victim.
Your ankles swell from stress.
Well, he said something about blood pressure and all that.
Yeah.
But that young boy wasn't suffering with no stress or no damn blood pressure problem.
Yeah, he didn't give a shit the night.
That's what I'm finna say. He probably didn't give a damn about what was going on.
And his daddy told him the whole time, "Don't worry about it, son. Don't worry about it. Don't
right.
Worry. We got this. We got this."
And Paul was used to them telling him that. Don't worry about it. We got it. And that's what he felt like in this instance. He wasn't stressed about that shit. And he wasn't being threatened because if he was being threatened, they would have had him secured. He wouldn't have still been out partying and drinking and shit. Come on now. Full of shit. But he always made Paul the victim in that case. That's what really gets me.
And he did testify that him and Paul would always be out drinking beer. Paul is 19.
Right. Right.
And we talked about that. We talked about the farm. We just talked about everything.
Has Paul been seeing a doctor for this thing?
No, sir.
You're trying to get him to go.
Trying to get him to go.
Okay, y'all, I gotta go. My people are here.
Huh?
I gotta go. My people are here.
Okay.
I'll be in the bushes though, listening.
All right, thank you. See you later. Have a good one.
But much less so after his feet swelled up. I mean, he'd been having all kind of little problems, but much less after his feet swelled up.
As his parents, I'm sure you and Maggie stayed on him about going. How did he respond to you?
To going out?
No, going to the doctor. When y'all talked about it.
Tamara, send me that link if you have it, sweetie. Send it to my email. It's up on the screen. In fact, Tamara, you probably gonna see some more stuff on this. If you got anything you want me to talk about, send it to my email, sweetie. Thank you.
Very resistant. Very, very resistant. I mean, we talked to him about seeing a doctor, about the stresses of everything with the boat wreck. He didn't think he needed to do that. I mean, we tried to watch him really closely. But he was resistant.
What time did Maggie get back home at night?
Later. I'd say probably, the best I can tell, a couple hours after us, after we got there.
When you and Paul returned back to the house, was Maggie there?
Thank
I
you.
can't remember if Maggie came by the
Hey, yours
shed
truly.
and
Hey,
Paul and I were up
Scorpio.
there, or if we met her at the house. But, you know, it's not unusual for her, if we're messing around, for her to swing through up there. But Maggie wasn't supposed to be coming home. I've since found out she was worried about me, and me worried about my dad until she came home.
During the time of the shooting, Murdaugh was supposedly staying with his mother, who had advanced Alzheimer's. As far as alibis go, it is pretty weak. He could have easily left his mother's home without anyone knowing.
The man wasn't supposed to be coming home. I've since found out she was worried about me, and me worried about my dad.
Okay,
until she
Tamara.
came home.
Where was she going to stay that night?
At Edison. We were having work done down there. And it wasn't 100%, but it's pretty well she was going to stay at Edison.
So it kind of surprised you that she came back?
That didn't totally surprise me. She'd let me know earlier that she was coming home. But then I found out later, wow, she came home.
She was concerned for you.
Sure.
So it must be nice to be so rich that you have all these different homes to stay in, different places to stay. So apparently the night before the murders, Paul stayed at John Marvis, which is his uncle. Weird. Maggie stayed at Edisto, which is the beach house. And Alex stayed at Moselle, which is the main house. So they weren't even staying in the house together, none of them. I mean, yeah.
What time did y'all sit down and eat dinner?
Not too long after that. Blanc had made dinner. And so the three of us ate dinner together.
What was the conversation around the dinner table?
No. Regular stuff. I mean, I can't tell you exactly, but.
How was Maggie's appointment in Charleston that day?
I think it had gone good. We didn't really get the chance to talk about it in detail. She's been having a couple of medical issues. I can't even remember which one. It wasn't anything huge. I can't remember exactly which one she went for.
And after dinner, Maggie and Paul went to the kennels, or?
I don't know exactly how that went. I stayed on the couch and I dozed off. And then I got up.
Did you watch TV that night?
I know the TV was, I believe the TV was on. But I wasn't watching it.
Stop right there, please. I'm not going to repeat that, but this.
There was a video on Paul's phone of you and him on the farm that night, and you were in khaki pants and a dress shirt. Your plan was a tree.
Okay, so now he's questioning him, y'all. And I really hope y'all can hear this. And y'all, please excuse my coughing. Y'all know it's my sinuses. Listen. So now he's questioning him about his what he had on that day, y'all. So apparently, when they did that little running around, that riding around on the farm, since we getting a delivery truck out right now, I'm in the bushes. Okay, B. So when he was doing the riding around, Paul was, just like typical teenagers, late teens, early, 20 young people. They video everything. So Paul video them riding around the property, and they're asking him about the fact that he had on some khakis and a dress shirt. Cause and looking at the body cam footage of the night of the murder, he had on, I want to say khaki shorts. But absolutely a white t-shirt. So he had changed, which to me honestly is not out of the ordinary for people that work all day, come home, get comfortable, make dinner and stuff like that. But the thing about it is he rode around the property in his dress clothes. Look, my uncle trying to message me. These old people kill me. Anywho, so yeah. My thing is this: if you're gonna come home from work and change clothes and get comfy, or maybe he changed clothes because he had been out there, riding around and things of that nature. I don't know, but the point of the matter is he had different clothes on, before and after the murders. Okay, here we go.
I don't remember playing with a tree.
Yeah, I guess there was a tree sapling or something that had fallen over or bending over, and you were trying to get it to stand up. But I mean, the question in that is, when I met you that night, you were in shorts and a t-shirt. At what point in that evening did you change clothes?
I'm not sure. It would have been
Before dinner or after dinner?
no, it would have been. What time of day was that? I would have thought I had already changed.
There's not a time. I want to say it looks to be about dusk.
They're asking him when he changed his clothes, y'all. It's getting good. I'm back. I sent it to you too. Okay, thank you. Thank you, boo. Listen, they're asking him what time he changed his clothes.
And his lawyer ain't said shit. I
Huh?
wonder if his lawyer ain't said shit. I wonder if he went realizing he'll kill him.
Let me tell you something. First of all, the man knew he did it when he went in there with him. That's first of all. Second of all, as his lawyer or so-called lawyer at that time, this man seems like he's the type, and Alec is who I'm talking about, that you can't tell him nothing. He know everything. No matter what you say, he gonna do what he want, right? So I think that in the beginning, when his lawyer friend tried to even stop him from answering questions, and he said, "No, no, no, I'm gonna do it." I think basically he was just sitting there for the show at that point. And you did say he got quiet, right, Trey?
He's not gonna say anything else to where I stopped at like the 30-minute point, but he ain't said nothing other than what he said at the beginning.
He done gave up. He said, "This motherfucker gonna sit here. He gonna what's the matter?"
I think when he asked him about them clothes, he was like, "Oh, you did it, girl. When you change clothes, you ain't tell me you changed clothes. What
Hold
you
on a
yelling
minute, Trey.
about?
Give me a second, Trey.
What you yelling about, my pretty baby? Huh? Chickens. What's the matter?
But some of my favorite letters are cooking. And I didn't like it.
Who took your favorite? What was taken?
Cooking.
Cookies.
I said cooking.
Cookie.
cooking in the frying pan.
Oh, in the frying pan. I don't know.
On the show.
Oh, on the stove.
My dinner was.
Oh man, it'll be okay.
Why you never gonna say my name?
It'll be okay.
Little Pete. This is this.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know how does the cooking.
It's okay. Just make you some more Play-Doh cakes and stuff.
Okay, I'm back.
I can't put them all in the same thing because they're going to be mixed together. I'm not
You've already mixed them all together. It don't even matter at this point. You shush.
Not shush.
Why you so bossy?
You a baby.
All right, here we go, y'all.
Stand up. But I mean, the question in that is, when I met you that night, you were in shorts and a t-shirt. At what point in that evening did you change clothes?
I'm not sure. It would have been
Before dinner or after dinner?
no, it would have been. What time of day was that?
I got it, Tamara. Thank you, baby. I got it.
I would have thought I had already changed.
There's not a time. I want to say it looks to be about dusk. So that would have been 7:30, 8 o'clock.
I guess I changed when I got back to the house.
Murdaugh is unable to be clear on some points, such as the clothes he was wearing and how his wife's doctor's appointment went. While it might be possible to forget about the clothes, it is odd that he wasn't even sure what she went to the doctor for when she supposedly had several health problems.
Earlier when we spoke, and you talked about making a phone and going to check on your mother, and you tried to call Maggie, and you tried to call Paul, and then you sent Maggie a text that you were going to check on your mother. You also told me that Maggie didn't normally go with you to check on your mother, but that she might run. Did you go by and check on her?
Go by check on my mom?
Maggie, before you left to go?
No, I didn't.
With her not responding to you, and thinking that she might ride with you, why didn't you?
I don't remember having plans that Maggie was going to ride with me. But maybe she had told me that she was that night. I don't recall that. I don't remember that specifically.
What's odd to me is, and I think I stated earlier that he was staying at the house on Moselle, but actually I think it was said stop. I think it was said that he was staying with his mama because the daddy was in the hospital pretty much passing away, and the mama was at her house and she had advanced stages Alzheimer's. So I think it was stated that he was supposedly staying with the mama. So what's weird to me, and could be weird or not be weird, is that if you're staying with your mama, and you just went to your main house with your daughter and your son to have dinner, why wouldn't you go check on mama first, even though you're gonna go back there that night because that's where you're staying? But why? This is just my train of thought, y'all. And I listen. Why wouldn't you go check on your mama before you went to the main house to have dinner, and then you go to the main house, have dinner, and do everything with Paul and Maggie, and then go back home to mama? Like, I don't understand if you was going back home to mama after dinner and stuff with Paul and them, because that's where you were staying. Why would you have to leave to go check on her unless, like you got a phone call or something saying something was wrong? I don't know. That's just my train of thought. But we all know why he went back to his mama's house. Yeah. We all know why he went back. Hey, Bayou.
It wasn't. She didn't normally go with me. mean, it's not like we had plans that she was going to ride with me, but she was going.
These are just maps on the form of Google. What route did you take from Moselle to your mom's?
I would have gone to the right on Moselle Road, 63, into Barnville, turn left on the road, right before 278, 601, and then in front of the school, turn right. That's how I believe I went.
Sure. Right on Moselle to 63.
No, sir, right on Moselle.
Yeah.
Normal way is right on Moselle to the Dobson Road.
Okay.
Dobson Road to 63, 63 into Barnville, left on.
With so many traffic and security cameras, it is almost a certainty that any travel within city limits will be documented.
Whatever the road is that goes to the school. Right. And then either 63 or left on the road that goes down and then on 63.
How often did you go visit your mother?
I mean, it wasn't infrequent. It wasn't all the time. I mean, visitor, you know, all times a day.
Checking on her, especially with your dad being.
She had been having a particularly, you know, she's got Alzheimer's really bad or pretty bad. And she had been particularly agitated. You know, with him not being there and checked on her more in the days and weeks following my dad's passing, and you know, otherwise, but several times a week, you know, anytime.
Thank you, Tamara.
45 minutes an hour.
You gotta take you back home. You make any stops on the way?
On the way there,
On the way to your mom's work and your return trip back home?
stops. No, I didn't go anywhere. I went straight there. I did not. No, sir.
And earlier in the day when you were down at the shed and kennels with Paul, did y'all discuss any injuries to any dogs?
There's a possibility that the dog was deliberately injured to be used as a reason to lure Paul and Margaret away from the house together.
Did he and I, no, but Rogan Gibson told me.
I got today. So this guy is saying that there's allegations that. So that's what they. I was wondering why they was at the kennel. Like all of them was at the kennel. That's weird to me. But allegedly, the dog was injured to get them down to the kennel. It's crazy. It's crazy.
about the dog's tail. And somebody saying his leg was broken.
Stop it, please. Which one was his total?
Did he and I? No, but Rogan Gibson told me about the dog's tail. And somebody saying his leg was broken.
Well, which was his total?
It's a chocolate puppy, I think.
Leg, was the leg broken?
Not that I know of.
I can certainly see one something might be wrong with his tail, because when I was out there, he was chasing his tail, looking through the fence and trying to grab it. So that was the energy. When you got back to Missouri, which driveway did you enter?
I went into Brick Gates.
To Maggie, weren't there were there vehicles at the house?
Yes, sir.
How did they get down there that night?
Still, I was hoping you were going to be able to tell me that.
The only thing that I can come up with is that black truck. Is that Buster's old black truck?
Yes, sir.
Does it normally stay down at the farm, or does it stay at the house?
Both. Both.
Did Maggie ever walk down there?
Maggie walked down there a lot. But Paul, I mean, it just, if you showed me some proof that Paul walked down there that night, I would be surprised. Absolutely surprised.
But thinking about Paul's health concerns, do you think Maggie could have gotten him to walk that night? Say, come on, let's walk with me this one time.
You know, it's possible, but again, that would be highly, highly unusual. He would have talked her in the ride. Been highly unusual for him to walk.
So when you were at the kennels, you were just down there with Paul, and you left, you went back to the house again.
You know, I mean, Paul and I were just knocking around up at the shop, shed, the kennels, just the whole property. And that was before dinner, yes, sir.
And you didn't go back down there after dinner until you returned trip from visiting your mother.
Yes, sir.
This conversation is critical for both the prosecution and defense. If it can be proven that Murdaugh sent them to the kennels or talked about meeting them there, it will leave little doubt of his guilt.
I've got information that Paul was on the phone and Maggie was heard in the background and you were heard in the background. And that was prior to 9 p.m.
I heard Rogan Gibson ask me if I was up there. He said he thought it was me.
Was it you?
At 9 o'clock?
Yes, sir.
No, sir. Not if my times are right.
Who do you think it could have been?
I have no idea.
And Rogan's been around your family for pretty much all of his life.
Oh, absolutely.
And he recognizes your voice. You have a distinct voice. Do you think of anybody else that has a voice similar to yours that he may have misinterpreted?
No, sir. And he had told me that he thought I was up there.
Did that surprise you?
Yes, sir.
So So when you return back to the kennels, when you return home from your mom's, where were the dogs?
Thank you, Tamara. I got it.
They were like they were when I didn't put dogs up.
Okay.
So
They weren't running loose.
however they were,
Okay. At one point in the 911 call, you said here, like you're talking to somebody else or something else.
I say here.
Here, yes, sir. So the dispatcher is asking you if they're breathing, and you said no. And she asked if did you see anyone else in the area, and you said no. She asked about guns near them, and you said no. And then you kind of stutter and start moving around, and you say here.
Paul and Margaret were lying a short distance from each other. Each had been shot multiple times with a high-powered rifle.
I don't have any memory of saying that. I guess I'd have to listen to it. But I don't recall the dog being out. I'm certain that there was not a dog out. There's other things people told me about that 911 call that I don't remember. I don't know here. Like I was calling a dog.
Calling a dog, talking to somebody else. I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
Yes, sir. And then obviously there was nobody else out there. And I'm certain that there was not a dog loose. But I don't remember saying anything about Buster would know. About threats. I was asked about that later. If I had information about, or if Buster had information about threats, that I said he would know.
Have you learned anything new about any threats against Paul or your family?
No.
Truth, I sent you a picture of where. Oh yeah, I got that as well. Thank you, the truth. I'm gonna put all it up. Do you know if you're gonna be able to come live Monday morning with me, so I can put those images up so you can kind of explain them? Thank you.
Nothing really new, no sir. Outside of things that Randy's told you, or there were just so many things on the internet that just but nothing new, no sir.
So during the 911 call, and we also talked about that this night. That night, you returned back to the house to be shot down.
Yes, sir.
What door did you enter?
The best that I can remember, I went in the side door, and I went straight to the gun cabinet.
Were you focused on any particular shotgun, or you just grabbed one?
I just grabbed one.
How do you normally load your shotguns? Avid hunters load shotguns special ways, different types of munitions, and I'm just asking you how you load yours.
I mean, I normally put it in the chamber and push the button.
What type of shot do you load?
All kinds. I mean, I've loaded bird shot, buckshot, slugs,
Is it
shot.
at the same time? I mean, would you load
Okay,
like a bird shot
okay.
and a buckshot in the same load?
Not normally. I mean, normally you put it in, a load for whatever you're hunting.
Mm-hmm. The reason I'm asking about that, the shot shells that we recovered that night, one was a turkey load, one was buckshot.
I understood that.
The shotgun that you had with you that night, there was a bird shot and a buckshot. When Jeff went back the next day, I'm not sure which attorney it was, pointed out that there having a shotgun laying on the pool table.
It is rather surprising that Murdaugh's lawyer hasn't intervened yet. While it is necessary to figure out which weapons Murdaugh owned, it has to be obvious by now that they are looking at him as a suspect.
Facts. And like Trey said, old boy said nasty. He ain't said nasty. He ain't said, hold up, wait a minute, let me put some lawyer in it. He ain't said that.
Like,
He
cause
just
at
said,
any point in time, they could have walked up and left. He could have said, you know what, we're about to leave. He's not under arrest. We're done. Y'all called us in saying y'all were going to give us updates and y'all just asking questions.
facts, straight up question. He's sitting there with his legs crossed. And they asking him about his clothes. They asking him about guns. Oh boy say whatever. It is what it is. He just sitting there. All right.
They put away and pointed out that ammunition that was with that. I mean, it was a buckshot and a bird shot. And then the shotgun that we took for potential comparison, it was also loaded with a bird shot and a buckshot. So I have all of these consistent loads along with what's that in the feed room. I call it the feed room at the kennels. Is that what you call it?
That's
Okay.
good enough.
Okay. I just want, if I say feed room, I just want you to know what I'm talking about.
The night I grabbed the shells that I could get my hands on, I don't, I had no idea exactly what I had.
Okay. Also, when we talked, I asked you if it was normal to keep guns down at the kennels. And you said you had to check. Have you been able to check to see what was missing from your collection?
I have, yes, I know what's missing from what I believe is missing from our guns.
Okay. And what are those?
There's 3 guns that I think are missing.
And what kind of guns are those?
It'll be a Benelli shotgun, a Browning shotgun, and a pump shotgun.
The Benelli and the Browning, they pump or autos?
The Benelli and the Browning are automatic.
And the pump shotgun, what brand is that?
I believe it's a Remington, but I'm not positive.
Are they like standard brown and black? All black? Camo?
The Benelli is black. The Browning is camo, and the pump is camo.
Would you have those serial numbers recorded anywhere?
I don't have them recorded, but I'm sure. I don't know where the pump shotgun exactly came from, but I should be able to have the Benelli and the Browning.
Because we don't know if they're stolen or where they are. So I really can't get them entered into NCIC. But
Go
ahead.
But I could alert the ATF to where if that gun is run, that there would be an alert on it, and it would get me at least back to the gun and person that may have had it.
Absolutely.
So if we can work on that and get those as soon as possible.
Absolutely.
You said Fidelity flag, Alex camo, and the pump is camo?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Browning is a brown camo, and the pump is a green camo. And, you know, I understand also that a 300 was used that night. And I know there's been some, I understand John Bedingfield said he only had 2 of those, one of which was lost 3 a long time ago, but I'm telling you, now I am certain that we replaced that gun. All right?
Actually, John knows that he sold Maggie a 3rd gun.
Okay. Okay.
And the story was that she was supposed to let you know that she paid for it for you to go sign the paperwork. And that never occurred.
Okay. So that's why it wasn't a number. Okay.
Well, he has the number. He just doesn't have a final sell on the ATF paperwork.
Okay. That was replacing the one that Paul
lost, yes.
That's correct.
And both of those 300s, those serial numbers are with the ATF and flagged in the system. So when they pop up, I'm going to give you to those. Okay. And that's, you know, we talked about the shot shells. So the cartridge casings were 300 blackout cartridge casings that were found by Maggie. There were also cartridge casings found by your house, by the side door to the gun room, and at the shooting range. There were also cartridge casings found by your house, by the side door to the gun room, and at the shooting range. And the ones by the house and some of the ones found at the shoot range are confirmed matches to the ones found by Maggie. Okay. So, which gets another concern. I've got the same load as the shot shells in multiple guns.
They're starting to connect the guns to Murdoch, and his voice is cautious as he replies. At this point, he believes he can still explain everything in a way that will point the blame to an outside source.
And 300 blackout, that match the ones found on your property.
So you now believe that those guns, like Paul's guns, were used?
Yes.
Okay.
And missing.
Got anything to say so far? Well, I think is D-True gone. Oh Lord, I forgot he was gone. Y'all please hit the like button. Please hit the like button on this content that matters. Also feel free to hit the cash out. Support your girl. That lawyer said, well, I done got my retainer fee. And a good portion to be exact. He think he knows it all. We'll talk. Think about the truth. Child, I don't even know if he paid me anything. He is his friend. Maybe he did. I don't know. But I do know he done checked out. He done clocked out. He ain't lawyering no more, child.
And I understand somebody had seen that gun recently, but, you know, and I'd asked Buster about it. I believe that gun has been gone since back before Christmas.
No one recalls Paul's first 300 going missing around Halloween at a party at Hampton.
Halloween of 2020?
When did y'all?
No, that was
It was
years.
Yeah, it was whatever Christmas you got it. So it was 17. Christmas of 17. So it was the Halloween after, and 18 is when Nolan believes it was taken out of Paul's truck. There's it would take me a while to find those notes, but Mark Williams or Matt Williams was a family friend. And I may have the name wrong, but there was hundreds of people at this Halloween party. Nolan says the adults were there, kids were there. And he knows, Nolan knows that the gun was in Paul's truck when they got to the party, and when they went to leave the party, it was gone.
I love baby.
So that's the timeline of when that gun goes missing.
Okay. You know, in a while.
And I think in April of 19 is when, April of 18.
This was a 16, January 17 is when they did the actual work.
Gotcha. Another part in the 911 call, you made the comment, I should have known. And the question that's around dispatcher's asking, is anybody else supposed to be in the house? And you said, no, ma'am, please hurry. And she says, we're getting somebody out there to you. And your next comment was, I should have known. What are you referencing in that statement?
I don't remember saying that, but I guess, you know, all the threats and, you know, and I had been convinced that this was something to do with the boat wreck and, you know.
While many people in Murdaugh's profession are subject to threats, none were deemed credible in this case.
All of that.
Did Paul ever get physical with you? Did they ever get into a heated argument and get physical?
One time, I mean, a little bit where he wouldn't listen to me.
Did you ever get physical with him?
No, sir.
How about Maggie? Did Paul get physical with Maggie?
Yeah.
So she probably wanted to at times.
I'm sure she wanted to with all of us.
Yeah.
And the one time Paul did that, he had too much to drink. In a very isolated incident.
Where was that? Was that at Moselle or Minnesota?
That was at Moselle.
That was pretty recent?
No, sir. It had been a while.
Paul Murdaugh had a history of making poor choices while intoxicated. Most notable was the February 23rd, 2019 boating accident that killed his classmate, Mallory Beach.
When you turned Paul over and his cell phone popped up and you picked it up, and your statement was something like, I thought about doing something, but then I put it back down. And that was the interview, our first interview. What were your intentions of the phone?
I don't know. I mean, when I went up to him and the phone came out, I don't remember having intentions of doing anything with the phone.
You got anything, Rick?
Going back when y'all ate dinner together after Miss Maggie got home and you and Paul got back from riding around. Can you estimate about how long y'all would have been at the dinner table or ate at the dinner table?
I mean, it wasn't any long drawn out dinner, you know, just.
I mean, just a guess. You said there was conversation at the dinner table, but
15, 20 minutes. How long it takes to. Best guess.
Okay.
He, David asked you just earlier about when y'all were riding around the farm. And you said y'all had the pistol in the truck. Y'all had shot a few times, really not target practice, but shot a few times. You said that you had, on that day, you didn't see any long guns, rifles or shotguns in the vehicle. Prior to that, how long prior to that do you recall seeing guns or any guns in that vehicle?
I mean, Paul always had guns.
Okay.
So, I mean, it was very unusual for Paul not to have guns.
And when you say gun, rifles or shotguns or
Everything.
both?
Okay. So,
His truck that he normally drove, it was the Platinum, went into the shop that Friday prior to. I think Mark Ball went and got some video from Jimmy Butler's that shows Paul dropping the truck off and not removing anything from it. So basically, he would have taken the rifles out at home. I don't know what he did with those rifles, if he would have put them in a different truck or if he put them in the house or what he would. So the truck that he drove, where was it parked on that Friday? To where would he have swapped everything out?
Not only are they trying to get a timeline of events, but the detectives want the movements of each vehicle. While it is possible that Murdaugh might trip himself up by answering, it is still a question that he could have been inaccurate about, even if he had been innocent.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure where the truck that he drove on Friday. What truck did he swap out from?
I think when he went to Charleston, Dale said that he helped hook up the boat to one of the white Fords. Now, I know one's a gas and one's a diesel.
It wouldn't have been the gas truck going to Charleston. I'm not sure. So this occurred the Friday before everything happened?
Yes, sir.
I'm not sure. On Friday, I had gone to stay in the hospital with my dad. I don't believe that I saw Paul on Friday.
When did y'all go up to Columbia?
On Saturday.
Why didn't Paul go with y'all?
You know, I mean, Paul, he didn't. I mean, he liked to go to sports when there was a crowd, but that wasn't his thing to go.
Is that always how it's always been, or because of the Bogans?
No. I mean, he wasn't into ball as much.
One thing that I'm trying to understand is your timeline. You said you probably went to the office at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and you left early around 5:30. And there's been some other timelines or times that we've talked about and you can't quite remember what the times are, what time of day it was. when the dispatcher asked you when was the last time you saw Maggie or talked to Maggie, you said an hour and a half, 2 hours ago. To me, that's, a set, without thinking about it, you rattled off that time. We're sitting here trying to figure out a timeline, and you're having trouble coming up with a specific time.
No, it's fair.
Tell me again what I said to the dispatcher.
Murdaugh tries to deflect the question and buy himself a few moments to think, but it won't be enough to distract the detective.
Oh, Lord.
We said an hour and a half ago, probably 2 hours.
And what time was that?
That was when you were on the phone, and the 911 call was made at 10:06. So given 2 hours back, that would have been 8.
I mean, I think that's probably about, right. And so what do you believe I'm giving you an inconsistent answer?
No, I'm just trying to wrap my mind around it when I'm asking you what time you went to the office that day, what time you got home.
Good question.
Yes.
If this,
You said 5 to 5:30. I've got the card readout from the law firm, and it shows you going in at 5:30.
Going in the door?
Yes. And Randy says when he left about 6 o'clock, you were still there. So the times aren't matching up. And I'm just trying to get an understanding of why.
I believe I left because that's not the first time I was at my office that day.
There were several readings that your card wouldn't work. Somebody actually had to let you in.
Okay.
But I've got your card opening the door at the law firm at 5:30. And then Randy saying when he left at 6, you were still there. I'm trying to understand.
And I left the office earlier than I normally did.
What's your normal time to leave?
I mean, it's not unusual for me to be in there till dark. I try to get home when Maggie's home, before dark.
You don't like staying out there by yourself in the dark.
That's right. So, if it was 5:30 or 6, I don't think I was still there at 6 o'clock. But if I was, it wasn't long after that. So, I believe that I went straight home. So, my car, have y'all been able to get Chevrolet to download my?
We're still working on that.
Okay.
It's a long process.
I mean, I got home early enough for Paul and I to ride the property for a substantial length of time. More than an hour. I thought probably a couple of hours that we were together, but somewhere.
You go down the river.
We rode down all the roads. I believe that we rode all over.
Some of your questions, I know you probably have more, but with my questionings, trying to get some things cleared up about giving you some answers.
Well, I do know more than I did, for sure. So, yes, some of those questions have certainly. Yes, sir.
The detective has asked questions for an hour, but he still hasn't given Murdaugh the information that was supposedly the reason for the interview.
What other questions do you have then?
I would like to know exactly what happened.
Me too. The best that I've been able to put together.
Looks like. Well, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I believe Paul was shot first. For the simple fact of where he was located.
That's what's he shot.
Twice.
So he says, and let me be sure because I wasn't looking at the caption. See, I'm quiet, y'all, because I'm reading the closed caption just in case y'all don't understand something. But I think he said, let me see, let me make sure. Hold on, because the fake tears had started back. Hold on, let's see. I don't want to go back too much.
Paul was shot first.
Okay, so he said that's what I thought he said. He said for what we can tell, Paul was shot first, which we kind of figured, because Paul was shot, and then it seems like Maggie was shot trying to run away. So of course, if Maggie saw Paul or heard Paul or whatever, I think she saw it honestly, because I don't think she would just run away from gunshots. Well, I don't know, but anywho, I think that Maggie saw Paul being shot or heard it and was trying to run away. And then because she got gunshot wounds to the back. So that's what he just told him. He said Paul was shot first. And then Alice asked how many times was he shot.
For the simple fact of where he was located.
That's what's he shot.
Twice.
I thought he shot Maggie first. He shot her in the back of the head.
He talked too much. Like honestly, he do. Like, hey Jay, hey Jay, listen. He talk. I've noticed in all conversations with this man, he for one he talks too much. He likes to come off as a person that knows it all, or um, I don't know if if it comes from him being a lawyer. Um, I don't know if it comes across. I don't know if it comes from him being a lawyer or just being a narcissist, whichever one it is. But hold on, y'all. Let me see something. Thank you, D. True. So, but even with them saying that Paul was shot first, they telling him that Paul was shot first, and then he in turn turns around. Hey, Miss Carla. And then he in turn turns around and say, "I thought Maggie was shot because she was shot in the back." What? I mean, I don't understand how you would surmise that. But all in all, to me, he just talks too damn much.
We may honestly never know who was first, but I think it was.
Oh, Miss Cameron, you probably right.
For the simple fact, he wouldn't have, if he saw his mother getting shot, he wouldn't have run to that feed ring. Unless that's where one of the guns was. But, we've already established family guns were used. And if they came from Paul's truck was at the house. So where were they?
How did they get down?
Yeah, how did they get down there? I mean, it's normal for y'all to leave your keys in the cars. However, if somebody showed up and did this, you're not going to take Paul's truck back to the house and leave the key in it. We've already established family guns were used. And if they came from Paul's truck was at the house. So where were they?
How did they get down?
Yeah, how did they get down there? I mean, it's normal for y'all to leave your keys in the cars. However, if somebody showed up and did this, you're not going to take Paul's truck back to the house and leave the key in it.
I mean, do you know that the guns were in the truck? And could they have been somewhere else?
They could have been somewhere else. I mean, he didn't have his normal truck.
And I understand that Nolan too believes he saw the gun 3 weeks beforehand. And I haven't talked to him, but he believes it was the one that, not the one that was at the house.
Leaving the weapons unattended and keys in the vehicles were regular habits with the family. This could have been used by Murdaugh to claim that anyone could have had access. Still, for it to have been premeditated, it would have required a knowledge of their habits. And even then, it would have been a risk to pull off.
So let's just be clear. I mean, if somebody coming, and you got to think about it, if someone came on these people's property to kill Maggie and Paul, and let's just say, in return, let's go with what he tried to insinuate, right? When I say he, I mean Alex. He's always, tried to insinuate that it was somebody, somebody did it in retaliation for the boat accident, right? So if somebody shows up on your property, shout out to Miss Margie. If somebody shows up on your property to do harm or to kill you, all right, or to kill, the family or whoever, they're gonna show up without guns and just take the chance of guns being there for them to use. I mean, come on now, make it make sense. Even if they did practice the habit of having guns around in cars and things of that nature, which I think is very irresponsible. I don't even understand how people, and I know, their kids are grown or whatever, or up in age, and, the dude said Paul walked around with a gun all the damn time, which I thought was weird, and I thought was strange, and I thought was scary, because Paul stayed in some shit. I ain't talk too much. I was going to do that Monday, D-True. Please don't try to run my platform, sir.
Skedaddle, clown.
I thought he was working. I mean, honestly, I thought he was going to work. He just can't leave. He won't leave. Anywho, so, damn it, I'm trying to get some more of a clown and I forgot what the hell I was going to say. But the thing about it is, if somebody shows up on your property to shoot your ass, they coming with a gun. Okay? They're not coming hoping to find a gun on the property to shoot. I'm just saying. Yeah, you waiting on the photos to Fawn Bear. I would have presented the photos today if D Truth wasn't so damn busy. He can't stay in one place at one. I need new friends. Anywho, let's see which one he wants. He said a distance. What did he say? The distance. So are you gonna be in here to explain the photo, D True? Let me call him so I can cuss his ass out over the phone. I'll put it up if you're gonna be able to explain it from the chat. Cause I can't explain it. I'm not good with that type of stuff. We don't need him to see photo. No, we don't need him. You know what? What the hell is going on? We don't need him to show photos, of course, ma'am. But ignorance is my pet peeve. I don't know how to read and interpret those photos. Now, of course, I can look at the photo and I say, hey, that's blood. But D Truth knows like distances and all that type shit and where this is located as opposed to this and that and the other. Look, I'm not going to sit here and explain myself to you people. Whatever fun. And then when I'm sitting up here talking about something I don't know nothing about, and then y'all be sitting up here laughing at me and calling me dumb. I don't know what's wrong with you people. Shit.
Just tell them to get the step and kick them all out.
I mean, good Lord, these people are a bit much. Fun and D Truth have literally been harassing me this whole time. And I'm sick of it.
There's Tommy and Pam.
Not Tommy and Pam. Hey, but you see her? Okay, sir, will you come up in about 20 minutes and I'll put up what you want me to put up? My God,
we're going to be gone in 20 minutes, nigga.
He got all that shit going on. He won't try to stop hollering
she
at me.
She got 3 shows today.
Phone, I feel like you hollering at me in the chat via the chat. Yo, I think you hollering at me, Phone. I feel it in my shana now.
Phone, are you dropping pictures at me? That's what's up.
Oh, God, not dropping the peaches.
See, drop peaches. Drop them peaches, Pooh.
I can't remember. You know, oh, God. I can't even remember what the hell I was about to say. Call Alex on them truth. Child, not a revolt. The truth say it's a revolt. Now, his ass was fired last week, and he come back with all this bullshit. Truth, he multitasking and micromanaging. That's what he doing. He can't help it. He cannot help it. Oh, Lord have mercy. Let me try to get through this before the truth come back up and we can show some photos. So listen, this video is 1 hour and 38 minutes long. We are 1 hour and 2 minutes in. So maybe we can get the rest of this in. So by the time the truth is able to come back up, we can get into the photos. Okay? Here we go, y'all.
I think it was a Benelli. His shotgun that he always kept, that Paul always kept with him.
Oh, primarily, yeah, he kept one of a couple of Benellis.
And it was a camo Benelli. Is the last one that Paul no one saw.
Okay.
And HDD, some type of 7mm rifle.
Yes, sir.
Do you have that at home?
Yes, sir. That's what he saw?
That's what he saw.
I was told by somebody that Nolan saw a 300.
He told me he had not seen a 300 since March after turkey season.
Okay, well, somebody.
Those were the go-to guns, and those are the last ones that he saw. He said and Vanilla. He had not seen a 300 since March during turkey season.
And he definitely saw it during turkey season?
Yes, sir.
Because there was some point, back when it was missing at Christmas time.
The third one was missing at Christmas time?
Yes, sir. So, anyway, if you saw it in March.
Did y'all get any kind of forensic of anything that y'all found? Just the rain and the...
I mean, we got plenty of DNA from the scene, but
yeah,
it's Nolan's, it's Rogan's, it's Alex, it's Paul's, it's Maggie's, it's Buster's.
Yeah.
Hey, can you tell me for sure? Did either one of them live after they were shot first?
You know what? He asked some of the dumbest questions. Not only are they dumb, but they just you know. Can you tell me if any one of them lived after the first shot? Now maybe he's just trying to make it seem like they kind of sort of died instantly and didn't suffer. That's what I would think. But this dude being who he is, I just can't. As the police, and I ain't never been no damn cop, ain't never been no detective. Love the law, love looking at the law and all that stuff, but I would have been suspected him. I mean, honestly, he just, I mean,
Not long.
Every time the detective asks a pointed question, Murdoch steals the conversation back to his family and becomes emotional.
absolutely.
The shooting happened very quickly. Very quickly.
Is this one person, two persons, three persons?
I've got two guns. I've got two different types of ammunition. It's hard to say. It is hard to say.
Neither one. So very long.
Matter of seconds. Take that.
Thank you.
Have y'all been able to get anything involved with anybody? Let me ask you this question. It comes from Randy. I feel like I didn't talk to you about this, but it's okay. They got a lot of friends in the community.
Okay, so finally the lawyer speaks up and is asking the detective some questions. This is the lawyer speaking. Get down to the book. The lawyer is now asking the detective a question. Okay, so here we go.
From the upper echelon to the lowest socioeconomic level. They think that they can ask people to keep ears out, loose lips, talking, that kind of stuff, but they don't want to reach out to anybody. Not police. Unless y'all think it's okay. I'm not talking about paying people to do stuff, investigators.
Well, I've talked to Randy about this as well. He posed that question to me.
Right.
I'm not going to ask anybody in the law firm or anybody, hey, go out and see what you can find and report back to me. Sure. Because then it can be construed as they're working as an agent of the state. Sure. And
I understand that completely. You don't even have to explain that. I understand it.
So, I mean, I told Randy, I said, I certainly can't stop you from going out. But I wouldn't ask them what they know and then report back to me. Tell them to call me. Mm-hmm. Tell them to call the tip line we have still set up. Or if you hear somebody talking about it, encourage them to call. Or give me the name and I'll go call.
I hear what you're saying.
Amanda, we don't have not anything substantive that really makes you think, hey, this is good.
Like I said, the only DNA we have are family and close friends.
There are no other suspects, and it is easy to tell by the way the detective speaks to Murdoch that it is mainly the presence of the lawyer that prevents him from saying that he sees Murdoch himself as the prime suspect.
We don't have any fingerprints. We don't have, unfortunately, we don't have any shoe wear or tire wear impressions because it rained that night?
This isn't what Murdaugh wants to hear. One of the main motives for the murders was the life insurance money, which he will not be able to collect if he is found guilty.
The only thing that we can go off of are the cell tower dumps, or the FBI was out. They were out on your property on Friday, riding around trying to get some cell phone data. Unfortunately, all of that takes time.
And y'all had to send because his vehicle's new, you had to send that off.
Yes, sir.
So it's not like when we hire experts, they come in and just download it.
It's 2021, and they don't have the systems for it yet, but they're creating a system, from what I understand.
Okay. No, I don't know exactly how the OnStar thing works. I know how the control module. But this is something different, right? Or is it all contained in the same thing?
There are two different systems that we took out.
Yeah.
One is OnStar, and the other one is the telemetry system or infotainment center.
Yeah.
And the FBI says there is information there.
Yeah.
They just have to be able to extract it and show it in a report. Sure.
I said you just wait for that.
I'm waiting on the search warrant from OnStar to see what kind of information they can give me.
Good.
You need us signing something expedites that. Told you we'll get. I don't own the car, but whoever we need to will sign whatever authorization you need.
So you had said that, or maybe Jim told me something about y'all were able to get a pulse done just with a search warrant.
We have what they call a partial download.
Yeah.
Because we don't have the passcode, we can't do a full extraction.
Do you think so?
Hi, Lucius. Hi, beautiful. Thanks for joining.
That I don't know who's required to authorize Apple to open it. I know there was that big thing where they weren't going to do it or whatever case. But I thought that if we, I think Maggie owned the phone. I think it was in her name. The account was in her name.
But you have to have your own separate item.
Shout out to Lucius. Thank you, sweetheart, for supporting the channel, Lucius. Thank you, baby. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Account for each phone, and we've done that for Maggie's, Paul's, and Alex.
Okay.
iCloud accounts.
Yeah.
To see if there's anything in there.
Yeah.
I just shared your your post, Lucius. I thought that was hilarious. Shout out to you. Thank you, boo. Thank you, Lucius. Show out for the one time, girl. Thank you so much, Lucius. I appreciate you, sister.
There was nothing in Paul's. I'm still waiting on Maggie's.
Maggie did back hers up and stuff. I know that.
Does that mean Paul didn't back his up?
Probably.
But what my thought was, and I don't know if this is even possible, but if we get the estate, we get the personal representative who is now the authorized person to authorize it to be open. And I mean, surrounded by 100 lawyers, we get a probate done like that, and I can have the powers of appointment done in 2 days. We can authorize whatever it is you need to open.
And that might be beneficial.
Good to have you here, baby.
Somebody and I talked about that.
Yeah, before. Yeah, well, and I said I'd do it. Any of us can do it.
Murdaugh says that he is willing to give the detectives access to all the information he needs. Given the long history of corruption in Murdaugh's family and his standing in the community, he may be assuming that this could be swept under the rug.
See, he thinks by being cooperative, which I get it. He thinks by being cooperative that takes away. Well, of course, it doesn't take away from his guilt because he's guilty. But he thinks in the law's eyes or the detective eyes that him being you guys can remember now, he's a narcissist. He thinks he's covered all bases. He thinks he's not gonna get caught. He thinks he's smarter than everybody in the room. So in his mind, he thinks that being cooperative, pretty much is letting them know, hey, look, I ain't got nothing to hide. Because he think he covered all bases. I don't know why, because he was so sloppy, but that's what he thinks in his mind.
Even a representative, just somebody in a law firm.
Probably one of your brothers. Okay.
Look for Maggie Halstead.
Yeah.
Probably me. Or
I mean,
my brothers. But whoever it is, it doesn't matter. Whoever it is will do whatever y'all need to do to. No, it won't be anybody that'll be uncooperative.
Okay. Well, I mean, if y'all go ahead and start working on that, then we'll reach out to Apple and figure out how we get that accomplished.
Right. Because gotta be something there. Gotta be something there. I mean, have y'all had to track down all the wackos on the internet? Or just only the ones that you think seem almost, not the opportunity and the inclination,
There's been a few that I'm looking at.
Yeah.
But some of the information is just so far-fetched. I talked with one guy, he called in and says, well, I knew that Maggie's son bought a house right around the corner. I'm like, okay, well, no, they didn't. That Maggie had left her husband some time ago and was going to move to Florida to be closer to her father because the mother was dead. And I'm like, okay, thank you, God.
So it's a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, people that want to get involved.
Yeah.
People that think they have some information. Especially the matter of death. They're all over the place.
Well, I mean, y'all been taking a licking in the press about not disclosing stuff, but Jesus Christ, man.
I don't have anything to disclose.
Well, and why are you gonna tell the bad guy what you got?
Thank you.
I mean, I just don't understand it. I mean, look.
Nobody wants to know more than this man right here and this man right here.
I know.
Everybody else.
I believe that.
Everybody else.
And how far apart in time with the shot.
Listen at the questions. Listen at the. Welcome back, B. How many rounds? How far apart were they shot? Like, why does it matter? Well, you know what? I'm gonna have to take that back. I'm gonna have to take that statement back. I'm gonna have to take that statement back. Well, no, I'm not gonna take it back because this is the thing. I've asked certain questions, right? That of course, the cops are not answering. The cops are not answering in this moment. I'm sure I found out during trial. Certain questions that I asked that I don't get answers to because they say they can't say. They say they can't say, or they say it's part of the investigation. They can't disclose it. So I get it. But in his case, this man knows the answer to all the questions he's asking. I think he's asking these questions because he's trying to see what they know. I think Alec in his brain, he's trying to figure out what the cops know. With them asking him questions, he's asking them questions because he wants to know how much they know, and they're not gonna tell him. I mean, even with what they're saying to him, the little bit that they're saying to him, that's what I said. The truth. Now I know in one of those videos, I don't know if he said it or they said it or whoever said it. They were saying that she moved to the what is it called? The beach house. I can't remember the name. It starts with an E. But she moved to the beach house because she liked the beach and Yeah, Lucius, this the interrogation video, sweetie. She moved to the beach house because she liked the beach and da 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 da, and she liked being out to that house. But I think Maggie left him. I think she did leave him. She moved out, and the fact that Paul, the night before the murders, the Sunday night, Maggie was is Esido, it's something like that. Maggie was at the beach house. Paul stayed at John Marvin's house, who is Alex's brother, and Alex stayed at supposedly his mom's house. So I mean, they wasn't even living as a family at this point. He was acting like they was together, but they wasn't. Right? Her sister going to say it in the stuff. Oh, okay, Tamara. Okay, girl. It's getting good, huh? Tamara done seen it all, y'all. She know. She know what's coming up.
You know, the other one was dead or been shot.
I think it's impossible to answer that question.
Ultimately, both deaths occurred so quickly that whoever the second victim was probably had very little time to be aware of anything.
I think it is impossible.
But you certain Paul was shot first?
I believe he was. I'm not certain. I believe he was.
Maggie would have known that, didn't she? You want to know how soon afterwards she was shot?
It all depends on how many shooters were there. If we're looking at two shooters, it could happen at the same time.
Oh, okay.
If we're looking at one shooter, it would happen. And I know you can't help but think about it, but don't beat yourself up over getting an answer. It's not going to do anything to you.
When I asked you, now that you talked to me, are you willing to, if some of my family, Maggie's mom and dad or sister, are you willing to talk to them? Okay.
And I'll meet them where they want to.
And with me, so you can meet them.
And I live in Charleston, so it's nothing for me to shoot up to Somerville and maybe the Grand Stairs.
Thank you. I know y'all are doing everything you can. And I don't take any personal offense at you asking me these questions. I know you got to do what you got to do.
This man here.
Well, I mean, and I hate to give any credence to the media, but with the media keep throwing you in there, then you gotta ask questions. If I can get every bit of evidence possible, that's going to exonerate.
When you get my car stuff, that'll help.
You said earlier Maggie didn't like staying out there by herself. Yes, sir. Was there any kind of, I know we asked you once before in one of the earlier interviews about cameras and y'all talk about doing any kind of camera system out there, stuff getting missing. Maggie talked about stuff getting missing. We hear that type of stuff. So
We never really had problems with stuff missing, but we still talked about getting, cameras and, doing all of that, but we just hadn't done it. We talked about it for a while.
but not really any conversation about stuff up and walking away or being missing between you and Maggie.
Any conversations between me and Maggie about stuff?
You and Maggie, or you and Paul, either one about stuff that had been missing, or had somebody came up and taken from the bar or from the house or anything like that?
The only thing that I can remember being discussed missing was some drills and some Milwaukee tools.
How long ago was that?
Couple of it was since CB got hired, pretty sure. Because that was one of the things Paul, when he was looking for him, was going to ask CB. And I had a boy working out there for just a short period named Matt Luce. Is that the first time you heard his name?
The last name, yeah. I've heard the name Matt.
Matt Luce. I think it's spelled Luce.
Matt Luce has been used for help around the property that had no connection with the murders.
And he basically did what CB does now?
No, or something. He came in and was, just trying to, because I didn't have anybody working out there, just to kind of keep things from getting totally out of control. He came in and, he does that for another friend, works with another friend, and just kind of coming in to help me, probably, I believe he probably would have been there in the late fall, probably. Yes.
Is he from?
He's from Buford, I believe, originally, but he lives up in he lives between Buford and I'm trying to think of the name of the plantation that my friend Barrett Bowler has. That's who he works for. Barrett.
Plantation. Damn. They still refer. Child. Plantation. I tried to look up who Matt Luce was. I wanted to see a picture of Matt Luce because it kind of intrigued me that he called him a boy. Now, unless he's a young boy and not a man, I'm still trying to figure out why he called him a boy. But and then he turned around and said plantation. Shit, I'm just saying, ridiculous.
It's both ways how he looks. You mentioned. Yeah, that's Tom Bowler. He was like one of my granddaddy's contemporaries. And now there's a Tom Bowler that's kind of just retired. And they are, I think that's their kin, but not super close.
How old is Matt? Ish.
I'd say he's 30.
He's 35. He said, how old is Matt? Matt is 35. Now, why the hell do you call Matt a boy? I'm trying to see if he black, y'all. I'm just being honest. Why is you calling Matt Luce a boy? But I do know y'all know that in this right here, he's trying to insinuate that, somebody might have been stealing tools and that could have had something to do with the murders. I don't know. At this point, this shit is just weird.
Maybe.
He still has no.
Yeah, he shot the number of my number.
caretaker.
Yeah, I'll get it.
One of the detectives walks out. I don't know where he's going. If he got to go potty or it's a tactic or whatever, I don't know. But the main detective that's been questioning him, he walks out, and so the other detective is still in here, and he's looking for the so-called looking for the number for Matt Luce.
The pair of guns that you bought for Christmas presents, they were matching set, right, other than color. All right about that?
Yes, sir. They were exactly the same.
With thermal night vision and stuff like that. The one that you purchased to replace the lost one, did it have any kind of optics on it? Night vision scope, anything like that?
It didn't have a nice vision scope. You know, and I don't know if Paul put something on it. He would move scopes around from gun to gun to gun, but I'm not. But
I don't know if Brad, all he asked, when was the last time that gun had been seen? Do you know?
I know that we looked for it around the Christmas holidays. But we went to get it around the Christmas holidays. I asked about it around the Christmas holidays.
Of 20, this past Christmas holidays? Okay. And that was the replacement, what I guess we call it.
That's correct.
Okay.
Still trying to figure this out. I cannot exclude the boat incident and those involved. I know that y'all are currently going through the civil portion. How far has that progressed?
The Murdaughs were still dealing with the fallout from Paul's drunken boating accident. The family of Mallory Beach wanted justice, and other survivors of the incident wanted compensation for injuries. Paul's actions were bad enough, but it was discovered that his father and brother may have supplied the alcohol to the underage teens.
They were y'all in the talks, or was it breaking down?
Can I say something real quick? I know nothing about the any of that stuff, and he's represented by lawyers in that case. I don't think I personally believe he shouldn't be talking about that unless the lawyers he's represented by participate. I don't think it's. I mean, I'm sure that they're happy to do that, but I don't think that the person should be talking about a pending action like that without the lawyers knowing about it and what. Because I know nothing about it. I was completely separated from it.
I don't mind. You know, I have insurance companies hire lawyers, and then you know some of my partners are helping with that also. But you know, it's made some progress. It's still unresolved, but it's not in its initial stages by any means.
And what I'm getting at with this, you know, it's in progress. I just want to make sure that it's not make sure that word there. You know, did one party say this and y'all countered or something like that, where the other people are pissed off, and now we have somebody out there with more motive because now they're thinking, you know, Paul's going to get away with this. And
I mean, I'm not aware of any of those discussions. The only thing that I am aware of is that I've learned that one of the daddies of one of the kids in the photo went to lengths to, or maybe it was his son, I don't know, but I was told that there are people out there that were being told you can't be friends with Paul and the Murders and with us. You gotta choose.
And that was a dad going out telling.
I don't know.
Or it was that dad or that kid going out saying stuff.
I don't know that. I was told by a person who has been told that. It's Nate Tootin, is his boy's name. So
Is that
find out
is
from
that
him.
any kin to Nolan?
Nolan's younger brother. It's Nolan's younger brother. So I'm gonna answer this if y'all know Buster and I have a deal. Buster?
You'd probably get much service in here.
Buster. Buster.
If you go outside, get that green button on.
Okay, so apparently while he was sitting there being questioned, Buster called his phone and he said something about he's got to answer it because him and Buster have a deal. And my thing is this, I think that I'm gonna put it out there and say the deal that him and Buster probably had was whenever one calls the other, you always answer. I can only imagine. Even though, like I said, we know he had something to do with this, but when something like that happens in a family, you know what I'm saying? The family get a little skittish, they get a little overprotective. So he walks out to talk to Buster on the phone. All right. We got literally like 9 more minutes left, y'all. And I'm gonna try to play it through.
You don't have any questions.
This is the Snapchat video that I'm talking about from Paul's phone.
It was confirmed that the Snapchat video was taken just 1 hour before Paul's death.
Wow.
Okay, I tell you what, yeah, we were laughing about that because he's laughing because I've gone to great lengths to try to, that tree got knocked over, and I've gone to great lengths to try to get it to, be upright. And
Was that night? Because the friends that we talked to said it was posted that night.
I'm not sure.
Somebody's phone?
Sorry?
Somebody's phone? No, it's somebody's phone. I hear like somebody talking in the background. Like it was a call that had dropped or something.
Turkish drive.
You know,
You need some?
anybody from the boat or their family that you've heard or know any issues with them recently or prior to this incident?
Like any confrontations?
Or them saying anything in the community about the lawsuit or the pending charges, anything that would kind of lead me?
I mean, David, I told you about the, Kenya tree horn. A month or so, maybe 6 weeks before this happened, called me, just all out of sorts, and told me, I told you about this, right?
We've been interviews.
So, I mean, she said she'd heard it from 2 different places that family from the boat wreck was, it was over the top that I really didn't, pay it a bunch of attention. And I asked her about it. She said she didn't know who the people were, but she said that it was with a friend at a friend's party. She knew who the friend was and would take y'all to the friend. So, has she talked to you about that?
She's given us very little.
Do you feel like she's being evasive? Because let me tell you what I've tried not to do. I know y'all have to look at me. I tried to have as little discussions with the people that y'all are interviewing.
Murdaugh repeatedly tries to point suspicion in the direction of the families of Paul's friends who were involved in the boating accident. While there was anger, none of them gave any sign of being a danger to the Murdaughs.
With all this talk about how I fixed this and fixed that with the boat wreck, which is totally untrue. I've tried to not have a lot of conversation with people that, I know y'all need to talk to.
Well, the problem that I encounter, and I think everybody in law enforcement encounters in any investigation, people on the street talk and they run their mouth and they'll talk to friends and they'll talk to families and they'll talk to victims. But when the police show up, they keep their mouth shut.
So she's not talking to you.
She has given us some information.
Okay.
Some information.
So is there a problem with me going to her and,
I'm not going to answer that.
So you're not telling me not to do it?
I'm not going to answer that.
Okay. Either way. I'll get somebody to talk to her. All right, to try to get her to cooperate with you.
Darn, allergies. All right, do you have any more questions that I might be able to answer? And if you can't think of any now, reach out, call me.
I would know. I mean, you've answered a lot of things I had questions about, and I appreciate it.
And I'll call the Brandstetters and see if they want to meet. Maybe get Marion up there at the same time so I can just meet with them all together. Does Marion, I know they live on Wamala, does Marion work?
No, she doesn't work. And they're kind of between Wamala and, they're residents of the state of Florida, but they're here as much as but they're in Greenville a lot right now.
Yeah, because they're trying to
The baby, that's right. Thank you, man.
Yeah. I just, a few more questions.
Okay.
Did you kill Maggie?
No. Did I kill my wife?
Yes, sir.
No, David.
Do you know who did?
No, I do not know who did it.
Did you kill Paul?
No, I did not kill Paul.
Do you know who did?
No, sir, I do not know who did. Do you think I killed Maggie?
Oh, wow.
I have to go where the evidence and the facts take me.
And you think I feel Paul?
I have to go where the evidence and the facts take me.
Oh
and
my God.
I don't have anything that points to anybody else at this time.
Wow.
Does
Okay.
that mean that I am a suspect?
Okay, so listen, so right now, the detective came out and he said, hold on. Okay. All right, D2. Thank you, baby. All right, we finna get into it's almost over. Oh, go ahead. Because this right here, it caught me. It caught me. Go ahead, D2. Were you finna say something?
Well, so right now he's telling them everything you told us we believe is a lie. There's nothing pointing. Yeah, there's nothing pointing to a second or third shooter, or two shooters.
Right.
There's no evidence showing that anyone else was on the property other than you. Now, when you finish this, my background actually is the layout of the property. And it's going to show you why they raised the question of why would Paul and Maggie walk down to the kennels versus driving the truck. And it actually shows you why the sheriff or the detective is trying to say, did you drive them? Was you're the only car? So did you drive them down to the kennels? Were they in? Did all of you go in the same vehicle to the kennels? Because see, there's the Murdoch's house way over there to the left. You see this fate path right here? That's a road from the house to the kennel. And then down here, all the way at the bottom, is the entrance to the property. So you could go up to the main house by going straight, or you could turn up this dirt road right here to get to the kennels. Because here is the kennels. Now that picture really doesn't depict, that's Maggie's body that the red dot is saying Maggie and Paul's body discovered next to the kennels. That's actually a lot farther away than it really was. I sent you the last pictures I sent actually show you that Maggie and Paul's bodies are less than 15 feet away from each other. So what there that Paul is actually shot right in the kennels, and Maggie is shot just maybe 15, 20 feet away from the kennel. And then that red dot, which I think is a little exaggerated, is supposedly where Alex called 911 from. So the GPS pinpoints Alex out here a good, I mean, that's a good distance away that he's calling 911. If this picture depicts exactly what it is. But if you see the kennel right there, that tan roof, Truth? Hello? Hello? Am I alone? So the tan roof is the kennel. And then there's a couple of things to the left of the kennel, and then there's a bare spot there. That's about as far where Maggie's body was found. Not way out where they're saying by that road. It was actually closer to the kennel. Can anybody hear me? I'm lost. Hello? Hello?
I know you heard me say keep talking, and I know you heard my phone ring.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I didn't hear you say keep talking. But what you see the tan roof right there?
Okay, let me look. Hold on. Yep, I see it like to the right.
Yes. Where see the thing where they say they found Maggie's body? Okay, that tan roof is the kennel.
Mm-hmm.
Maggie's body wasn't that far away. She wasn't that, I guess the angle is showing, but she was a lot closer to the kennel because her and Paul's bodies are about maybe 15, 20 feet away from each other.
I know that kennel a long way from the house.
Yes, so that's why they're saying, why would they walk down there?
Golly.
Where there was no other car tracks, and Paul's car was at the house. So the detectives are trying to determine, did you drive them down there to kill them? Was it your car? Because there's no other car tracks that we could see except for yours. So did all of you drive down in the truck that you showed up in, supposedly at whatever time? Because okay, here, let me I'll put this other picture. I just sent you another I had sent you one earlier that actually shows you the distance of Paul and Maggie's bodies. Okay, there it is. So you see?
Yeah.
Maggie's body, Paul's body. Paul's body is actually almost in the doorway of the feed room. Maggie's body is just on the other side of this covered place right here. So this covered right here, I believe, is the shed, and then where Paul's body is the kennel, because there's the dogs and there's the driveway that you kind of can't see from that original picture. Now I'm believing that that's an older picture that they're using. I believe this is an older picture depicting the property. Let me go back to that. Because you know what you know what you don't see in this picture is that covered building where the vehicle was from the original. So see, I don't see, where's that covered building? This is supposedly the kennel, right? In the brown, right? But I don't see that other building that is being shown where Maggie's body is. And if you see the distance, if you could see in that picture, because the blurred area is the covered bodies of Maggie and the covered bodies of Paul. And that distance is not that far away from each other. As if whoever was standing right beside the feed room and shot Paul. And then Maggie takes off and the shooter grabs the other rifle and shoots Maggie as she's fleeing. So
I think he intended, like I say, I think I said this before, and it's common sense, that he intended to use two different guns to make it seem like it was more than one person.
Yes. And the fact that some theory is that Paul was coming out of the feed room when he was shot in the chest. Because there's actual blood inside the feed room. So that's why the defense attorney kept talking about why did you go in that feed room? Did you disturb any evidence or any trace evidence that could have been? They kept talking about that feed room because there was blood inside the feed room. Now, you want me to put that picture up or wait?
Oh, you can. Go ahead. We already into it, child.
So here is, and I have like two photos that will show you. Okay, so that's outside. This is the actual. This is actually inside the feed room. Now notice that there's a 1 right there, right?
Okay, let me take this banner down. Hold on. Let me take it down. Y'all support the channel. Hit the cash app, child.
Uh, okay, hey, give me one second. I'll be right back. Give me one
Okay.
second.
All right. So it's like literally a less of a minute on this video. So I'm gonna play that out while you gone, and then when you come in, we talk. All right, y'all. Hold on. Let me bring it back up. My computer don't want to sleep.
Make your
Because let me see. All right, let's listen to the rest of this video till he comes back, y'all.
You were still in, like I told Corey earlier, you were still in.
Oh, what I was saying was right here, and let me back it up just an inch. And basically at the end of the interview, because the cop said, "Look, the cop said I got a couple more questions," and then he says, hold on, phone, let me get it. And then he blatantly asks him, did you kill Paul? Did you kill Maggie? And now Alec is trying to figure the cops out. He's like, you know what I'm saying? Do you think I killed him or whatever? And just listen to what he says, y'all. This right here should have let him know that at this point you're a suspect. And I'm not sure if he's gonna say that outright, but we're gonna listen. Hold on. All right. All right, so let's listen, y'all.
No, I did not kill Paul.
Do you know who did?
No, sir, I do not know who did. Do you think I killed Maggie?
I have to go where the evidence and the
I
facts take me.
understand that. And you think I killed Paul?
I have to go where the evidence and the facts take me, and I don't have anything that points to anybody else at this time.
So does that mean that I am a suspect?
You were still in, like I told Corey earlier, you were still in this. With everything that we've talked about, with the family guns, the ammunition, nobody else's DNA. I have to put my beliefs aside and go with the facts.
On March 2nd, 2023, Alex Murdaugh was found guilty of the murders of Margaret and Paul Murdaugh and given the maximum penalty of 2 life sentences. The jury also convicted him of 2 counts of possession of a weapon during a violent crime, which carries 5 more years in prison. Murdaugh has been moved into protective custody in a maximum security prison after completing an initial evaluation. He plans to appeal his sentence, and that's where we end this video. If you like today's video, then
all right, so that's it, y'all. If I can get one of my mods to drop the link to this channel again, if you want to go watch it uninterrupted on your own. I think the name of the channel is Stranger Stories. Go there and check it out. Pretty good video. You can watch the visuals and all. But yeah, that was the interrogation. And I think honestly they pretty much let him know at the end of the interrogation that he was a suspect, even without saying it. But hey, Funberry,
Hey, girl.
how are ya?
I'm good. About to run back out. I was driving the whole time.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
What I was
Bun.
listening.
Fun.
Hey, baby Patty. I'm sorry, big girl Patty. Hey, money boy. To me, pretty much, he hung himself in this interrogation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
For you to be any type of lawyer, I just laughed the whole time during this interrogation.
Right.
Interrogation because,
Mm-hmm.
bruh, shut what they call
The fuck up and get back to work.
Get back to work, man.
Right, Fun girl.
Okay, so you see the feed room, right?
Okay, let me bring it back up to solo. Hold on. I'm glad Fun is here for this part. She been
All
waiting
right.
on these photos.
So here's the feed room. You see how small it is? That's a wall, and there's some boxes over here, and there's a wall right there. So the room is maybe 5 by 10 at the most, right? Now that's the feed room. They did find blood in the feed room.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Is that the blood right there where the one is? That's a
yeah,
lot of blood. I
that's
mean, it's not a lot, but it's a lot.
that's the blood in the feed room. Now, what I'm about to show you right here is where Paul's body was found. Where Paul's
Okay.
body was found.
Okay, do you think? I'm gonna go on mute for a minute.
All right. So, as you see, this is the feed room. Here are the kennels, right? You can see all the water on the ground. That's Paul's body right there. Maybe 2 to 3 feet from the entrance of the feed room. So I know when you're listening to it, it sounds like they're kind of spread out. But Paul's body is directly in front of the feed room door. So just picture that this crime scene is not that large.
Thank you, Chef.
I got a question, D. Truth. Okay,
Go ahead.
okay, he's right outside the feed room door.
Yes.
So
Still on the concrete. Still on the concrete of the kennel.
Okay, got you. So was his body laying like he was going towards inside, or was it coming outside? Like he was running from outside.
It was coming outside, and he was laying face down. That's why they keep mentioning the feed room as if he was shot from the feed room.
Got you.
So one of my theories is that Alex hid the guns that he used in the feed room. Mm-hmm. Then while Maggie and him were standing around the thing, and Paul was talking to him about, I guess, one of the hurt dogs, Alex went in the feed room and got the weapons.
Okay, this is where I'm confused at. Okay. If Alec supposedly shot him, he was in the feed room. He shot out at Paul?
No, I think he got the weapons, got back outside because he shot Paul in the chest. That's where the blood from inside the feed room came from.
Okay, that was my next question.
Yeah, that blood splatter that you see right there, I believe, is from him either stumbling into the feed room and then coming back out, because it's a kind of a blood splatter that kind of goes straight back, which either could be drips from him or it could have been the initial shot. But initial shot would have caused more blood splatter inside the room. See what I'm saying? So either Paul stumbles into the feed room and then comes back out, and that's when he shoots him in the back of the head. Now, it happened quickly, and the reason I'm saying it happened quickly is because Maggie is, you see where Paul's body is?
Mm-hmm.
Maggie is to the left and on the ground, maybe 15 feet from Paul.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the second photo that I showed you of Maggie on the ground.
Right.
I'm gonna go back to it. So now that you've seen where Paul was, here is Maggie. See that blur right there?
Mm-hmm.
See the other blur? That other blur is there. Maggie started to run around this building right here, and that's when she was shot. Now, you see where this deputy is? And he's pointing his flashlight? That's one of the shell casings that they found. They also said that the shell casings were all in the area where the arrow is, but there was another one back behind that sheriff, which indicates that may have been the initial shot that shot Maggie in the back.
Yeah, I'm with Truth on this one. As far as I believe Maggie saw her husband shoot their son.
Mm-hmm.
She freaked out, started running, and he grabbed the other gun and shot her.
Yes.
That's why she didn't get too far.
Yes, because on that other picture, which I think is an older picture of the property, this particular building is not on that picture. This building is where they these are ATVs and other farm kind of equipment is right here being covered in this building right here, which is
the other picture that you showed, maybe it was hidden by the trees that you couldn't see. Maybe.
Yeah, because you don't see this building. This building should have been depicted in that other, because the kennel is depicted in there, which is this long brown building. Or maybe the kennel is behind it, but see this dirt road right here? I don't see that in that other picture either. Because that other picture is just kind of showing you the distance from the house to the kennel. Is a far distance. Now there is a trail that runs straight diagonal to the kennels that I guess people use, or they use the ATVs on that because it is it looks like a trail. But this picture right here depicts that their bodies are not that far apart. Maybe 15, I want to say maybe 15, 20, maybe 30 feet at the most.
Yeah.
So yeah, that to me that would explain why Maggie was running, because I don't know if she saw it. I don't know if she heard it. She may have saw it.
think
I
she
don't
saw
know.
it all. That's
You
why
do?
she started running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was definitely shot in the back, and then the shooter came over and stood over her and shot her again.
Right.
Now, Alex is saying that he was asleep in the house.
On the couch.
Yes. And the distance between the house and the kennels, he's saying he didn't hear anything, and then he just got up and got in
Well,
his
the
car.
thing about it is, I ain't gonna lie. If he was actually, and we know he wasn't, but he was actually sleeping on. I can see him not hearing. Now, do you see how far that kennel is from that house?
Okay,
right.
But if he was asleep on the couch, how was he in Paul's video?
So we know it's a lie. We know. Hey, by you, we know it's a lie.
Paul's phone.
He was at that kennel at some point.
Yes, Paul's phone made a video, and the reason Paul made this video was because a person that asked Paul to keep his dog in the kennel, the dog was hurt, something on his tail, and the guy Paul was videotaping the dog and going to send a video to the guy about what happened to the dog. And then another dog starts barking or something like that, and you hear Alex in the background going, "Come here, come here, come here," like he's calling the dog. There was 11 dogs in that kennel that night. Okay, and that video that Paul made was at 8:44. The coroner places their death because there's a second the second coroner's report was between 9 and 9:30. Paul's video is at 8:44. Okay,
that sounds right. That sounds right. Yep.
The last movement of Paul's phone is located at 8:49. Okay, now here's the thing that sealed Alex's case. His vehicle started up, according to OnStar, at 9:06. Okay, Okay, remember that number 906. So he could have shot both Maggie and Paul anytime after 8:44, but they're placing Paul's death at 8:49 because
Mhm.
Paul's phone stops
Yep.
at
Yep.
8:49. Maggie's phone continues to show movement all the way up to the time it's dumped, as if someone picked it up.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
His car starts at 906.
And that's probably when he went back to the house, got cleaned up, went to his parents, and came right back.
Yes, but again, the car starts at 906 as if he walks out of the house at 906. He's saying the last time he spoke to Maggie was at dinner or Paul.
And that video debunks all that.
Yes,
Yeah.
it debunks everything.
That's
He
what he
was
couldn't get
there.
away from, that video. He couldn't get away from it.
And a man that has been with the family for years testified that's Alex's voice in the background
Mm-hmm.
saying, "Come here, come here."
Wow.
This is getting good.
It's this technology today for me. Like you can't get away
Mm-hmm.
from it. You just can't.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for the cell phone. I'm looking for the cell tower dings. That is there is a photo of that. So I'm trying to get a hold of that. Now I want to show you one other picture. So wait a minute, what happened? Oh, there it goes. Okay. So this is the feed room. Okay. This is the blood of Paul on the ground.
Right there? Oh God. Right by the cement block?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
Paul's body was on the cement and the blood trickled to that front. See that dark spot right there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the blood in the dirt.
Mm-hmm.
This is the feed room. These are the kennels. Okay. Now these are actual crime scene photos. And you notice in here you see that back window and the door.
Mm-hmm.
That's the feed room. And you see that little yellow thing on the ground beside the door? I know it's kind of hard to see. That
You're
is
talking about it looks like a cloth or something?
that's just a cloth that's on the ground. I don't know what that is, but maybe Paul fell near it because they're not going to remove it. They're going to remove the body, but everything else must stay.
Right.
See the door right here, and there's a little blue slash at the bottom of the door. That the yellow tag you see there, that's the number 1 that you see in the feed room photo by the blood.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you talking about the little yellow thing right there by the door, inside the inside?
Yeah.
Yes, that is the blood splatter. So
Oh wow.
So again, this look right here actually tells you more than any of the other photos. Paul was shot right here in the doorway.
Mm-hmm. And that further tells me also the truth that whoever shot him should have had blood on them.
Well, again, they're putting the shooter somewhere over here to the right. But in order to shoot Paul in the chest and to get that blood splatter right there, he would have to be kind of in between him and Maggie. Because the second shot comes back here by where okay, you see that thing that's sitting on top of that dog transport? See that plastic thing that's over there on top of that metal box?
Right, to the right.
That's the chicken.
Oh.
That's the dead chicken.
Yeah.
Oh God, not the dead chicken again. Damn it.
So that is the dead chicken on top of that dog transport right there. Okay, so whoever shot him was standing somewhere right here in the middle of that road,
Wow.
because the blood splatter goes back into the feed room, and then he quickly comes around and shoots Paul while he's on because I guess he shot him, and then Paul falls right there in front of the feed room, and then there's another shot.
Mm.
So I'm thinking maybe that's where the rest of where Paul's skull was, and they just kind of covered it up. Because you see there's stuff on the ground, but that chicken was shot with one of the buckshots that came out of that shotgun.
Now let me ask you this. I know different weapons have different power as far as the way the bullet enters and how it explodes and what you get what I'm saying. Was it like a high powered type rifle for it to splatter back like that?
Paul was shot with a 12 gauge shotgun. That's what they determined, that Paul was shot with a 12 gauge shotgun. Maggie was shot with an AR style weapon using 300 blackout rounds. Okay, so the chicken back here would have been one of the buckshot, because when you shoot a shotgun, it comes out in a circular pattern, like a spread. So that's why also, if you look back here, see this window back here that's in the back of the feed room? That also had small pellet holes in it. That was the initial shot of shooting Paul in the chest. One of the buckshot may have went out of Paul's back, causing that blood splatter that you see in the feed room, also hitting the chicken. Now understand, Paul and them were at the kennel. Why would they not grab that chicken and throw it away?
Well,
maybe perhaps
you mean the cops? Or you mean the cops?
No, Paul.
The killer.
Yes. No, Paul and Maggie. If this chicken died prior to them being shot, and they went to the kennel and saw a dead chicken up there, why would they just leave that chicken there?
Okay, see, first of all, why wouldn't they throw the chicken away? I get it. Okay.
Why would they leave that chicken right there with dogs around? They know that if they let one of the dogs out, he would immediately go for that chicken.
Right.
So they would have cleaned that up. They wouldn't have let that just sit there.
Right.
So this chicken had to die with Paul. Because the shotgun shatter, the splatter that you're seeing, or the pattern, is the reason that there's a few bullet holes in this window, and the chicken.
But you do know that, but you do know the cops probably know that the because they can do analysis on the chicken just like they can do a dead body.
Oh, they looked at the chicken. You can guarantee that they looked at the chicken and saw
chicken was on the autopsy table as well.
Yeah, that the chicken was also hit with buckshot.
With buckshots, right.
Okay, but for everyone that had a little confusion on where Paul's body was, here it is right here. He is laid out in the door. Now, this may be a little graphic. This may be a little too much, but you see the dark pattern of blood just to the left of the concrete. That's where Paul bled out. And from the containment right here is telling me that was probably from his head.
Oh yeah. I was thinking the same
I mean, yeah, because his head was the spot, man. Like,
thing.
I don't even understand why Paul was shot more than one time. Like, this was overkill.
because he wasn't dead.
Wait a minute. The truth. Okay,
The
so
shot
which
to his,
shot? So
the
the
shot to
headshot
his
didn't
chest.
come first?
No,
No, the chest.
chest came first.
Oh, wow.
That's why you see a splatter. If his head was shot first, it wouldn't have. It would have been more blood and hair.
But
Wow.
I think once he was down, he shot him in the head. That's
Yes.
why. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. He may have just let him lay there in the doorway while he shot Maggie, and then came back and shot Paul because he was still alive. I don't know. They'll never know because they won't be able to tell. But the fact that Paul made a video at 8:44 and there's a dead chicken right there tells me that that chicken was shot at the same time as Paul.
Lord have mercy.
And again, I'm thinking the second shot to Paul's head came after Maggie was shot.
I'm pretty sure y'all gonna come out.
As soon as Paul is shot, Maggie is taken off because again, she left that house for a reason.
Absolutely.
She left that house for a
Absolutely.
reason. So I believe Maggie knew that he was capable of doing it. He was definitely capable of this. Now I'm trying to there's two spots on the wall there. I don't believe those are tags because they would be it could be bullet tags from maybe two more shotgun pellets. But again, I don't know. That might be just something on the wall of the kennel. But like I said, this is just to let people know that Paul was shot right outside that feed room, which was very, very particular to the defense to try to discredit any evidence found in the feed room as contamination.
Yeah, now seeing the pictures, the truth is making a lot more sense now to me. It's making a lot of sense now.
Yes, Lucius.
Crazy.
I believe he was initially shot in the chest, and he that blood splatter went into the feed room, and then he fell right there as if he turned, like he was shot in the chest, and he just kind of stood there, and then he collapsed.
The man is a monster. Like, I don't see how you kill somebody like that, period, honestly, unless it's like some sort of self defense, not no damn execution. But it's the wounds for me. It's the head. It's the oh that man. He listen. How's how you can do it to your son and your wife? Like, anywho, y'all. So listen.
Okay, one more photo, and then I'm done showing photos. I got more.
Right. Oh my God, what is that? The truth?
That is Maggie's body.
Oh wow.
That's her body or the spot where her body was at?
That's the spot. That's the
Look
spot.
at the blood.
All right, you see 5, 6.
Now I gotta put a trigger warning on the title.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You see this right here? 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
Those are the spent rounds.
Okay.
Okay. Understand something. Spent rounds are ejected from the rifle. Now they can travel 2-3 feet. I don't know, Money Boy, he could probably back me up on this too. Sometimes spent travel, they'll fly 2-3 feet out of the rifle. But that's telling me that person that shot 5, 6, and 7 was standing right where 7 is. 7 may be a footprint. 5, 6 are definitely shells, but 7 is probably a footprint that they're looking at. See how it's much larger than the others?
Mm-hmm.
So 5, 6 is telling me that these may be shells, and 7 is a footprint. That blood spot right there is where Maggie was laying.
So after he shot Paul, he had to run after Maggie.
He shot. Well, I think he turned and shot her, which knocked her to the ground right there.
And then ran up on her.
Then he shot her again.
Ooh, he gonna rot in hell.
That's pretty much it. Lucius said so. He shot him in the doorway first, and Paul made it out the door. Then he shot him again, and he went, "Yeah, with a spot where all the blood is." True, sis, are you gonna do commentary on the killing of the 2 women that went? I'm doing it tomorrow morning, girl. I got it already. 2 women that went to another woman's house to fight her, and she killed them. They think he said it happened. It was in Mississippi, and they all were cousins. They were all cousins. Yeah, I pulled up. Flexi is the one that alerted me to that one, and it recently happened like a couple of days ago. So I'm gonna God be the glory. I'm gonna come in tomorrow. I was gonna do it today, but then when I got this from Trey, the interrogation, I decided to do it first. But I'm gonna do that one tomorrow. If y'all wanna join me tomorrow for that one.
Okay, this is good, Trey. You're not quite hired back, but you're on probation.
Yep. And Trey, don't be calling me and texting
Whatever,
me.
ma'am.
Don't be calling me and texting me talking about can I overturn Fun's decision? Because no, I can't. No, I cannot. Fun is she said
Fun, no, ain't nobody studying her.
well, I mean you gotta go through Fun. You gotta go through her. Now, what's this D True? Is this like the
This
like
is
the kennel.
This is the photo taken from the far end of the kennel down to the feed room. So you see the white, you see the white cloth right there. That's Paul's body,
covered up with the white sheet, Lord.
Yeah, covered up with the white sheet. That's Paul's body. Now,
God!
Remember they kept talking about the puddles of
the water.
The water.
So the puddles of water. So now you're seeing the puddles of water. Now the caretaker testified that he would never put that hose back like that.
I was right. Then he got the hose and wrenched itself off.
Again, he also remember this is cold water, which will hide time of death. Because time of death is occurred by a couple of factors, but body temperature is one. So your body is at a constant 97.6, 0.7, and I guess every couple of degrees your body drops below 97.6 or 97, tells them how long you've been dead. So by spraying the body with cold water or keeping the body within a puddle of cold water will deter the time of death and be precise.
Oh well, Lucius, you definitely got to be here, sweetie. Okay, y'all, I'll be ready.
That explains all that water.
And washing and deter, trying to deter trace evidence.
He was wrenching it away.
Yeah.
I'm talking like Juicy Kim now. They was wrenching it away.
Not wrenching.
All right, guys, I gotta run again. Got another.
Yeah, we about to. Okay, we about to get out. Thank you, D. True. Thank you so much for that. I know Fun had Chad. Fun will wait for them photos.
Hell yeah. Now all the the visual, not the visual, but was
Yeah,
it the
that's
video?
why I hate that I really can't put visuals up like that
Right,
without the risk of being struck. And
right.
whenever I can with a visual, it's always good. I know.
Yeah, so now it makes sense. Now I got visuals to go along with all the talk that we've been hearing, and now I
Hmm.
understand the two main dogs barking because they were right there at the kennel.
Right there, like right there. Hmm.
This is crazy.
Yeah,
But
it
yeah,
is.
he hung himself in that interview, the interrogation. He hung himself.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Well, y'all, that's the end of this session of the Murdoch murder trial, honey. This was a good one on a Saturday. I was like, man, I'm not finna do this on no Saturday morning, but I'm glad I did.
Right.
I'm literally glad I did. Shout out to Bunny Boy Trey. Shout out to Flexi. Shout out to D Truth, who always help me with these cases. Always bringing me the good stuff because I don't see everything, y'all. I don't get everything. Oh, shout out to the True Siblings as well, such as Tamara. I don't want to call no names. So I'm gonna miss somebody, but I also got True Siblings that also send me stuff, y'all, through email. That keep me up abreast on things that y'all may want to, talk about or see. Shout out to Fun Berry, of course, my Fun Berry. Oh Lord, Fun, talk for just a minute. My daughter's out of town and she's calling me on FaceTime. Okay, I'll be right back.
Mm-hmm. This is getting good, y'all. I've been doing good, not sneaking and peeking and watching the videos. But I'm about to head back on out, y'all. Y'all have a good day too. I enjoyed the live as well. I was driving most of the time. Then I came back home real quick, but now I'm about to head back out.
All right, y'all, I'm back to end it right quick. Tatum on the phone this moment, but I gotta get off. Thank you, Tamara. Great live as always. Thank you, Tamara. Thank you, Reggie. You too, Nisa Pooh. Have a good day. Thank y'all so much for supporting these lives. I really do appreciate them. Thank you, Fun Berry. I appreciate you. Trade on left. Trade on
Yep.
left. You done
He
dropped.
rude. See,
Yeah,
I put him
Berry.
on probation. He wasn't a prisoner. He just
Look
rude.
out. Yeah. So y'all just ignore Trey. But yeah. And so I appreciate y'all. Thank you, Sagia. Lucy says y'all gotta do some commentary on the preacher and student fighting and going to jail. The husband put up. I saw that too, Lucius. Okay, I got you, baby. I got you.
Yeah, I seen that.
Did
Yeah.
you?
Mm-hmm.
I saw it too. I see a lot of things. I think what I'm gonna start doing, like, okay, this is what I'm thinking about, y'all, and I'm probably gonna start it tomorrow. Even though we're covering the murder trial, right? Like, even though we're covering the trial and the trial coverage and things of that nature, I think in order to break up the monotony, I'm gonna bring a couple of lives with just different cases that's going on in the moment, like, breaking cases and just do a live covering maybe three or four at a time, because something happened every day. Let's just be clear. And so I think in order for us to stay abreast on what's still happening now and still covering this case, that I'm gonna do a couple of lives in between to cover what's going on now, such as the two girls that got killed and what Lucius is talking about. Yeah, to keep it, you know what I'm saying, like not getting so like boring or monotonous or whatever. But we're gonna start it tomorrow with a couple of cases.
Yeah, you know what? On your Instagram, check your DM. I had sent you a video of another incident of a student beating up a teacher, and they gave her a year.
What in the hell is going on in these schools, man? If it ain't a shooting, it's teachers and students fighting, or students jumping on teachers. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It is. Your papa call you. Go see what papa wants. It's ridiculous. Oh yeah, but we gonna try. Y'all listen. I cannot get enough. Like if y'all got anything y'all want me to cover, send it to my email. Send it to my DM. Y'all keep me. I promise y'all. I'll try to get to this stuff, and we have to do segments. We will. Um. Oh man, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. So yeah, y'all just send me everything you have that you think I may need to cover or whatever, and we're gonna get this thing going. I'm gonna get off of here, y'all. I gotta take Tatum to this bouncy. What do you call this damn place? It's a bouncy jump place where they go and act a fool. They just bouncing shit and falling balls, and I don't know what the name of the shit is. Me and Tony finna take get some energy off, and then he's going with his TT. So I gotta get off of here. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. See you later, fun. You have a blessed, beautiful day. I know you will. You probably finna get out there in the streets.
I'm already in my car.
I already know it, girl. Thank you, fun. I appreciate you, sweetheart. Thank you.
Okay, see you tomorrow at 10:30, 11, 12:30, 1 o'clock.
It may be a little earlier, to be honest. I'm trying to get these cases in early before all the shenanigans get started.
Okay.
So, yeah. And so, with that being said, y'all, I'm gonna get off of here. Like I said, shout out to everybody I shouted out. If I missed anybody, please blame it on my heart, my head, and not my heart. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I will, Tamara. Taking Tatum because my Leah and Keyshawn are gone with their daddy, so he's all alone right now. So we're gonna take him somewhere to have some fun for a minute. And so I'll see y'all later on. I'm sure. Y'all check my I got schedule live schedule. Hopefully they'll go as planned. If not, they'll fluctuate. So y'all just I'll see y'all later in these streets. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to the sippers in the state gang. Shout out to my moderators and also my monetary contributors, y'all. With that being said, y'all have a blessed, beautiful day. Be safe, be blessed, never stress, have fun with your friends and family, your kids. You know, life is short, live it up. You feel me? With that being said, I'll see y'all later. Bye bye, you. Bye, Lucius. Bye, Tamara. Bye, y'all. Love y'all. See y'all later.